Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I have one more walkthrough of one of machine that the name of the machine is Hackdemic RTV2. Okay, so in this machine, what exactly the steps we are taking it to get it compromised this machine, everything I'll just cover in this. And other than that, the complete walkthrough you can get it for my technical blog, and even the ready-made doc format write-up also you can get it from my GitHub repository. So let's go to my system now and see how to get it compromise this machine. So this machine name is Hackdemic RTV version 2. Okay, so from this URL you can download this file, and you simply have to get it download and import on the virtual workstation. And once you get it imported, start that machine, put it in the same network of the attacker machine, and then once you get it started with that, we simply have to get it discover the IP address first. That's the first command we had to get it triggered from our side. So let me get it trigger it and wait for the output. Okay, so perfect, we can see that 173 is the IP address right now in front of us. Okay, so we'll go ahead further with that. Let me see what exactly the port is running over here. Okay, so let me copy that IP address and let me try for it. Wait for the output for it. So over here we can see port 80 and 666 is open. Okay. In couple of cases when you try to get it trigger this, it may be a possibility you can see like 666 port is filtered. Okay, so one more nmap command which I'm telling you right away. So you have to get it triggered this, so that you just have to get that is open. So in case if you see like at the time of the output of -a, you're getting that 666 is not open, it's like filtered one, then trigger this command, and by this way you can get that appropriate output. So by this way you can get that 666 as open. Okay, so right now I can see like both the port is open. Okay, so we'll go to the next step for it. We'll simply have to open it 168.21.173. okay, so this is the stuffs we can see it on our screen. We'll try the injection over here just to see whether the injection is we can use it over here or not, and I can see there's nothing like it. Injection can be work for the login page. Okay, so next step is we'll have to go to MSF console, that's a Metasploit one. We have to get it open that. As it's a Zombilla, they are using it, so we'll try to search for the Zombilla plugins. Okay, and then just copy this and use paste. Okay, now the next step is for it, we have to set the ROs, whatever the target stuff is it, so we'll have to set that only. Okay, so I'll change the IP address 173. One more problem is over here with this machine, like after after some time itself, couple of times you face like you're not getting any response from the server side. So that's one of the thing which I can say that you may face a problem when you try to get it import that virtual machine. So in this case, to get it solve this, you have to discover the IP address every 5 or 10 or 15 minutes itself. The IP address of this machine is getting changed. To get it done the assessment completely, you have to figure out the IP address, and after that you can take it forward. Okay, so right now it's working fine for me. At the time of the assessment, when I did it from my side, I run it and I'm not getting any output. So it understood like the IP address get changed. So I try to get it discover the new IP address, and then by trigger it with that IP address, and it's working fine for me. So over here, couple of entry I can see it over here, and especially we have to consider only on this itself. Okay. So let me take it forward with that, and now we'll figure out the port 666, what exactly the output we are getting it on port 666. Okay, so we'll wait for it to get it out. Okay, I'm not getting any output. Okay, the IP address is wrong, that was a reason. We'll try with this way. Okay, I can see that this is the output we can see on our screen. Okay, so what exactly the steps we can do it now? Okay, so this is the stuff which I can say that So instead of going any other way, I feel like I have to go for the SQL in map directly. So we'll go for the SQL map directly now. So we'll simply copy that content, whatever that URL we are getting it on the browser. We'll simply have to copy that as a URL over here, change that IP address, and we'll run the SQL map. Wait for the output. So you can get the output out of it, and there are 4 database. I can say that: information schema, Zomilla, MySQL, and PHP MyAdmin. Okay. So the next command which we have to get a trigger, I'm going a bit faster over here. Okay, so other than that, sorry, I have just copied, that was the reason I'm getting this. Okay, let me copy that once again. So this is a command. We'll try for the OS shell now to get it done. Okay, let me change the IP address of the target machine. Okay, perfect, and wait for the output and we'll get that OS shell. Okay, so let me try for it what type of OS shell I'm getting it. It's a www-data. Okay, so now the next step for it, before going further with that, there is one thing which I have created already for me. That's a shell.php. okay, so it's a PHP reverse shell. So we simply have to get it copy and try to change that IP address and the port number. Okay, I already did it from my side. Let me open one more terminal for it. Okay, in the meantime, I think over here we can do it. CP12345. okay, we'll run with this. Okay, and now everything is working fine. We'll try to get it, download the stuffs out of it. I'll run this command, and in the meantime I'll check that whether okay, Python 1 is working for me appropriately. Let me run it. Okay, initially it's not working, now it's working for me. So I can see that the file is saved with .2, as I've already uploaded a couple of files, so that was the reason it's coming with the same name and .2. Okay, let me do that once again. Go back to the browser and I'll put that IP address. It's 173:666/. okay, and listener is already running over there itself. We simply have to trigger it and get it that shell. Okay, we'll get the shell over here. We'll run the one-liner TTY so that we can get that pumped for it. So by this we just get that pumped for it. Okay, now we'll go to the temp folder and we initially see like is there any file is present over there. It's already present. Okay, so normally what exactly the stuff is it, we have to figure out like couple of ways we have to get it figure out, like to get it privileged with it. I try to use this one directly as it's already present on my system itself, so nothing like that I have to get it download. Otherwise I simply have to wget this file for my base system. This file we have to get it import. It's a C file. Okay, to get a privileged shell over here. Okay, so it's already present over there itself, so I have the next command is just to get it compile that C file. So these things are already done on my system itself. There is nothing like that I have to do it once again. Okay, so this is the next command. I have to get it trigger from my side, and then I'll change the permission for the kernel. Okay, then just changing the permission of the kernel and then run it directly and wait for that output. I think something is getting wrong. Kernel. Okay, wait for a minute. So as it's not appropriately working, I simply have to restart this machine. So now we are again on the same page itself. Now I'll try to get it download that file. Let me go to the download folder. Let me start that listener once again. Okay, now I'll try to pull this file. This is actually a kernel based exploit by which we can get that privileges of root. Okay, I think it's not appropriately working. maybe the IP address has not changed now. Let me try to check that. Okay, it looks like same. Okay, and listener is running on port 80. Perfect. Okay, now it's done. Now we'll go to the next step for it, and that is we have to get it compile this file. So let me compile this file, then change the permission of this file. Okay, let me change that. Done. Now I'll run this file directly and wait for it to get it done with the root privileges. Okay, now we are the root. So this is the only thing left last time, like before resetting this machine. So I can see over here the key. Okay, so the key.txt. So this is not the final flag. We have to copy this content, that is a base64 content, and then we'll have to get that flag out of it. Okay, let me copy this content. Okay, that's copy. This one we have to get close. Let me open the key.txt. Okay, paste the content, key.txt. Key. Okay, perfect. Save this file, and now back to the terminal. Okay, to get it done with this, like we simply have to run base64-d, that key file, and that it's give it as a key once again. Okay, that's it. Now we'll go to our folder and open that file which we call it as a name key. Okay, let me try to get it open, that file. Where is it? The file is it, and this one is the file. So this is the flag which we wanted to be get it out. Okay, so this is the final flag which we get it. So I'll explain you once again in a summary format what exact steps we are doing it in this machine to get it done with this. Okay, so the thing we have started with that nmap, and after the nmap itself we have figured out like port 80 and 666 is open over there itself, but normally when you go for the nmap at the time you will get 666 as a filtered port. So if you're getting the output as filtered port, make sure that the another command which I have provided in the video and even in my write-up, just copy that command of nmap, so that you have to continuously running that command 1 or 2 times. It may be a possibility after one time you run that command, and when you run it once again for the -a, you will get that port to be not a filtered, it looks like a open port. Once it's open, then we'll go to the port 80 port itself on the browser. We'll try to get access that, and we'll see the screen on it. Then after that we'll just figure out that this is a platform based on the Joomla only, so we'll go for the Joomla plugin just to figure out like what are the other things we can see out of it, that those things we can get it out of it. It's just type of scanner itself, so we'll just run with that as a target and we'll get there some output for it. Then we'll try for triple 666 port be over there itself, directly over there, and then we'll see couple of stuff is over there itself. We'll just go for the home, login, and the third option. When we click on the third option itself, we'll just see the URL. Let's look like a fishy one. I'll try a couple of combination over there itself, the single hyphen and those things. We'll get some error. We'll try to use the same URL directly on an SQL map and try to fetch out whether it's an injection based, like injection is visible over there or not. We'll try with that and we'll get that 4 databases over there itself. We'll go ahead one step further and we get the OS shell directly. When we get the OS shell, we'll try to import one of the PHP reverse shell directly on our system itself, and through the browser try to trigger it with the same path :66 and the file name which we try to get it download on our system. Try to get access with the browser, and at the listener end we just have to mention the specified port which we have mentioned inside of our reverse shell PHP file. Once we get the reverse shell, we'll go ahead further with that, as it's a kernel. Whatever the kernel, I just have to figure out that kernel, and by that way I just have to get that fun file, a C based file. I try to get it compiled, that make it one file and run it, that file directly. It's a kernel exploit over there present for this version, whatever the kernel is present for that target machine. By that way we get the root, and then we'll get the root flag. But over here the root folder, inside they have the key.txt file, which itself having a base64 encoded content. We'll go one step further, when we just copy that content out of it, of the target machine, put it on my local system, try to decode that base64 content to one of the file itself, is which I call it as a key, and then when I try to get it access that file, it's a type of image itself and showing us a complete flag. Okay, so that's all about I just want to get it discussed with you in this machine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, subscribe my channel. If you want to give your comment, please you can put it in the comment section of it as a feedback also. And if you like to connect with me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profile link is, I'll put it in the description section of this video. You can take it directly from there itself. And thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.